Loneliness is not a wound, it is a filter, and most people fail to see the difference. You believe that having few friends means something broke inside you. That is the trap. The moment you accept that belief, you hand strangers the power to define your worth by their attendance. Real psychological armor starts with rejecting that premise entirely. Here is the protocol behind the 4 traits that isolate certain people, and why every one of those traits is a weapon disguised as a flaw. Trait 1 is a refusal to perform. Most people manage a constant broadcast of reactions, laughing on command, agreeing on command, softening their opinions so the room stays comfortable. You stopped doing that. In psychology, this connects to a trait known as low self-monitoring, choosing to act from internal values instead of adjusting behavior to please an audience. It reads as distant. It is actually integrity with no translator attached. People who need performance from you will drift because you refused to be their mirror. Phase 1 of the protocol is simple. Stop apologizing for your baseline. When someone comments on your quietness, do not explain yourself. Say this instead, calmly, without flinching. I express less because I process more. Then let the silence sit. Silence unexplained is authority. Silence overexplained is submission. Trait 2 is a low tolerance for shallow exchange. Small talk exhausts you because your nervous system is built for depth, not decoration. This is not social failure. In psychology, this pattern is often associated with high sensitivity, a trait linked to deeper processing of everyday stimuli than average. Your brain is not broken, it is simply expensive to run on small fuel. And here is where most people make the critical mistake. They force themselves into groups that only offer surface conversation, hoping proximity will manufacture connection. It never does. Proximity without depth is just noise with a schedule. Before Phase 2, understand the deeper mechanism protecting you right now. Every time you decline a shallow interaction, you are not losing a connection. You are conserving the exact energy required later for the 1 or 2 relationships that will actually matter. That is the real function of psychological armor, not blocking people out, but rationing your investment so it never goes to those who would waste it. Trait 3 is a refusal to chase reciprocity that is not there.
You noticed the pattern long before it had a name. Effort flowing one direction forever. Instead of continuing to pay into an account that never pays back, you closed it. In behavioral psychology, this is close to what is called extinguishing a behavior that receives no reinforcement. Colloquially, people call it giving up. Correctly understood, it is the gray rock principle applied to friendship itself, becoming uninteresting to anyone who only takes. Phase 2. When you sense one-sided effort, do not confront it. Do not explain your withdrawal. Simply reduce your response time and your emotional detail gradually until the imbalance becomes visible to them without a single argument from you. People rarely notice a war. They always notice silence. But the sharpest trait was still ahead, and it is the one people misread the most. Trait 4 is comfort with being misunderstood. You stopped translating yourself for people who were never going to listen carefully anyway. This looks like arrogance from the outside. It is actually the final stage of the protocol. Acceptance that being fully known by a few will always outperform being vaguely liked by many. Phase 3, the closing phase. Choose one sentence and keep it in reserve for anyone who challenges your isolation. Say, my circle is small because I built it, not because it happened to me. Deliver it once, never repeat it. Repetition signals defense. A single delivery signals fact. What looks like exile from the outside is often architecture from the inside. 4 decisions disguised as personality flaws, each one quietly filtering your life down to what can actually hold weight. Keep your armor on. Do not let anyone convince you that solitude is a sentence, when for you, it was always a selection.